It's 4 o'clock on the dot in South Africa and we are live. My name is Dean Parman and you are watching Travelvids.tv. This is the channel where we do video about travel, but at the moment, seeing we're locked indoors, we also want to shed some light on some of the other skills that we have, and that is online teaching and online learning. So what we've done is we've put a web series together. If this is the first time you're watching, this is actually episode 4 already. So make sure to go to our channel, subscribe, and go see the previous videos. And this will be something that is going to happen for every day from now on, because we're locked in. In South Africa, we're locked in for the next 21 days at least. So join me on this journey. There's a lot to learn. Today's episode is going to be all about filming. Filming is obviously my main passion. It's my main skill that I think I have the most to teach you. And I'm going to stay with this topic for the next little while. And we're going to look at different ways to film, especially if you're locked in at home. If you don't have the camera gear, we're going to focus on smartphone filming a lot, especially without mics, without fancy mics, without tripods, without everything. So I'm going to assume you don't have anything and you really need to make some videos. And I'm sure that this will help you through that process. Today we're going to start with something very simple, and that's how to make a talking head video. A talking head video is quite simply what I'm doing right now. I am talking to you. The frame is just my head bobbing around here and talking to you. And this is one of the most commonly used videos to transfer information to other people. So it's ideal for sending video messages to friends. It's obviously ideal for sending videos to colleagues, to work, to your employees, and also for us, very importantly, it's a great way to do online teaching, and it's a great way to build your online courses. And this is going to be the part that you need the most. So that's why we want to look at this today. And what I did was, just over an hour ago, I set up in my house a little demonstration of what it looks like when I want to film something with just my smartphone, and how to make that work with the best possible way, with the best practices. So let's jump over to that. Let's get that screen going. Just a second. Alrighty, there it is. All right, so first things first, you've got to pick a location in your home, in your house, in your apartment, whatever you have that is the best natural lighting. This is literally, you just have to do the best that you can do with whatever you have. Try and find a window and get close to it. I know not everybody's going to have a whole lot of space or a room as well lit as this one, but as long as there's a window, get close to that window. Then the next thing you want to do is decide what you're going to need, and that will be a smartphone. In my case, I'm using a old this thing. It's an old iPhone. It's about five years old, and it still does the trick. I don't need any other gear. One other thing, and besides the phone, we're going to use a microphone. If you do not have a fancy mic or a lapel mic, or you can't order one from an online store that gets delivered to you during these crazy Corona times, then try and find a headset that came with the phone. Borrow one from your husband, wife, sister, brother, whoever you're living with. Somebody in the house, I'm sure, has a headphone with a microphone on it. Then that's that. I mean, that's all we're going to use. I could definitely show you how to do this with a tripod and a fancy mic, but I'm not going to do that. We're going to just use the basic gear. The next thing is we need to ask ourselves, where are you going to present? Where is it? What are you going to sit on? What is your location? Are you going to get a couch like in this case, or do you want to pull up a chair or a box? And that location has to be with the light. In this room, in this case, it's very well lit, and I can have the light coming from the side because there's enough ambient light everywhere. But if you have less light or less opportunity, then make sure that you're facing the light. So turn the couch then around or your chair or whatever you're sitting on and face towards the light. And you're pretty much almost good to go. All right. Connect that mic up. And make sure, I was waiting for that, make sure that you get the microphone part, this little thing over here. If you're only going to use one side, make sure you're using the mic side, because if you have it the back upside down, the mic sort of dangles on your chest and it gives you that horrible sound, which is terrible. Obviously, if you have both sides in, then you don't have to worry about that. I personally don't like having both in. I find it a little bit disorientating. And you're ready to go. Hit record. Now, I have a problem with this, and that is when you're holding your phone, this is the frame you're usually going to get. It's very in your face. There's not enough space or breathing room, as I usually call it. And it makes both you feel cramped and the viewer feels cramped. But that's where, if you're holding your phone close enough, your arm is going to manage, but the frame isn't nice. So you can stretch your arm out, but after a little bit of time, your arm's going to get sore, and when that happens, you're going to start getting shaky, and that's no good. So how do we solve this? And that will be by setting up a homemade tripod. If you don't have a tripod or a special phone clamp, then just get some furniture, rearrange it in the house. In my case, I just grabbed a chair, put a box on it, and balanced the phone on there. And as you'll see now, the phone kept falling over, so go find something else, like a remote or a shoebox or whatever you can find, put that down, and then just lean your phone against it. Then you're going to want to check that that's going to work. In this case, it won't, because if you see my eye line, I'd have to look down. So first of all, I don't know if I'm cropping my head off. And second of all, I'm probably going to end up slouching over to look to see the frame. So this does not work. Everything is going to have to go up. Grab yourself, again, some household item that you can find. I used the coffee tin, which is from our storage for being locked in. And now you can see eye line. That's exactly what we want. And then connect your sound up again, and you're pretty much good to go. All right, so this is just a demo of what that one looks like. And as you can see, it's a nice talking head. It's actually a better background than I'm using right now. I'd love to be using that spot, but my Wi-Fi is not strong enough to do a live stream from there, so I have to use this boring background for the moment, but we will make a plan in the future. But just take a look at that. Look how simple it is to make a very, very easy setup with home items, and you've got it down. Moving on. There's another problem here. There's something that we can improve, and it's an optional extra. That's if you have a second phone, then ask your mom, your dad, your husband, wife, children, whoever has a second phone that they can borrow you just for a little while. Then instead of putting the microphone in your phone, put it in the second phone, and then open a voice recorder. All phones have them built in, and just hit record, and you go to your other phone then and hit record on that one too. You'll see in a moment. This means that you don't have to be so close to the computer all the time, and you don't have to have that line connecting you. So if you turn your head or pull, you're not going to pull the phone off of its stand. Also, generally, the sound comes out better like this. The problem with this is that you are going to have two different tracks then. You're going to have a sound track on the one, and you're going to have a video track on the other, and you're going to have to learn how to combine those in an editing program. And you can see where this is going. That is definitely something that we are going to do in one of the following tutorials. So please come along for the journey, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and also go check out the homepage on travelvids.tv, where you will be able to sign up to a mailing list where we will send you these lessons as soon as they come out. We'll send you the blog page, and it'll have all the extra details and features and links that you need. And yeah, this will be happening every day. And there is a question that I would like to follow up with you guys, and that is, where are you? Where in the world are you? And I'd really like to know this, because it'll be helpful for us to determine a better time. I don't know if this time has been good for you or if it hasn't been great. We are using the 4 o'clock slot in South Africa, but we are flexible. So give us some feedback on what time you would like to see this. That way you can also join in live and get some questions going. That I can reply to on the go live, and you don't have to wait for an answer. It'll be pretty interesting for other people to hear that. And the other thing is, what do you want to learn? What do you want to learn? Help guide us also, because we have such a vast range of things that we want to teach you. But if we get your requests, we can fast track to those things. And you don't have to wait for that. So please let us know in the comments what it is that you would like to learn, and we'll get that to you ASAP. That's it from me for today. It's a shorter one. Some of these videos are going to be short like this, and others are going to be much, much longer, especially when we get to the editing. We'll be using an app called Filmora, which is free for both Mac and for PC. So everybody's welcome, and it's free, and yeah, we'll get to that soon. Step by step, let's learn to film these things properly first, and yeah, we'll get to the rest later. Cheers for now, and see you tomorrow. I'm waiting so that the end cards can come up. So watch one of these videos so long. And now in 3, 2, 1, I'm gone.